as I said, that lightning is extremely hot and the temperature is 54,000 Fahrenheit. It's a very huge temperature. This is almost 6 times hotter than sun. So that much of heat is contained in lightning and it causes a huge damage to life and property. It can kill people, not only people, it can kill animals, it can destroy buildings, it can burn trees. So that is why some of the safety measures need to be taken in times of lightning. So first of all, during lightning, avoid open places. Now, how do we know that lightning is going to happen? Dark clouds and the presence of thunder, basically they are the indicators of lightning. So whenever you have a lot of clouds in the sky and you know that okay, electric discharge can happen, so it's always preferable to stay inside. Do not go outside because lightning preferably will strike the open areas. Why? Because as I mentioned, that positive charge which is formed on the ground, it's generally formed on the noticeable objects like trees. The trees are quite tall, so the upper end of trees will have positive charges. Similarly, the upper end of building will also have positive charges. So wherever the positive charges are present, so the chances of lightning to strike there is more because the positive and negative they are trying to attract each other. So definitely the chances are more. So it's always good not to stay in open areas. In fact, not to stay under trees. Suppose you are outside, not inside a building, and suddenly it starts lightning. Now, what should you do? First of all, you should try to find some shelter inside a building or a car, because they are all well protected from lightning. Lightning actually cannot burn it because they have the appropriate things to protect us against lightning. In fact, while you are sitting inside the car, don't touch the metal things there because they are the good conductors. But the most dangerous areas are the tall trees, because they are very much prone. They are very tall, so their upper end have positive charges. So the chances of attractions are more. So the chances of lightning going to struck is also more. Also, you should avoid shade and picnic areas because they are all open places, so the lightning can strike anytime. Now, if you are not alone, say you are in a group, you do not stay together because when all of you are staying together, all of you are actually developing a positive charge on you. So much of positive charge at one place. It will again attract the lightning. So try to stay away from each other so that the chances of strike is less. In case you do not find any shelter around you, like there is no building nearby where you should go, in that case, stay away from tall trees and stay away from water because water again conducts electricity, and so the chances of getting shock is more. So what should you do? Just stay away and sit down and put your feet together, bend down like the posture which I have shown here. Sit like this, put your feet together, put your hands on your ears to prevent any kind of damage that can be caused to your ear. This is how you should sit so that your height is not tall enough to get easily attracted by the lightning. And at the same time, you are not lying on the ground as well, because in that case, you will act as a path for grounding. So, this is an appropriate thing to do if you don't find any shelter during lightning. The best thing to do is stay inside a building or a vehicle with all windows closed. However, even if you are inside a building, please avoid using stuffs which are connected with wires. For example, do not use wired phones. Do not talk to somebody with wired phones on wired phones. Try to disconnect all the electrical appliances. So when there is heavy lighting happening outside, so the chances of wires carrying current is also more. Similarly, avoid taking baths during lightning because water is a good conductor of electricity. So the chances of getting electric shock increases if you are continuously in touch with flowing water. So as I said, avoid contact with water, avoid shelter under trees, electric appliances like TV, refrigerators, computers, they should be unplugged. So for a safety measure. Now, in case somebody is already struck by lightning, sometimes it happens. Others think that if I touch this person, I'll also get electric shock. But that doesn't happen. Because once lightning has struck somebody, so because of that lightning, the person would get injuries. But the charges are no more accumulated on the body of person because the charges get grounded because our body is a good conductor. So touching that person, you are not going to get electric shock. So please call for help and give him first aid. So these are some of the important measures that should be taken to remain safe from lightning. Also, one more thing, if you are outside and lighting happens, do not carry anything which has metals um, on it or which is a metal, because metals are good conductors. So a lady, so a person carrying an umbrella is again a very very bad idea during lighting, because when you are actually carrying it, the metallic part is an umbrella which tends to attract the lightning, so the chances of lightning to strike is more when you are using an umbrella. So these are the safety measures which should be taken while during lightning. Now, you might be worried that tall buildings are more prone to lightning. Now, most of us stay inside tall buildings, so that means we can get attacked by lightning anytime. But that's not the case, because tall buildings are very well protected um, from the lightning with the help of a device called lightning conductor. So this is a device which protect buildings from lightning. Now, what do these devices do? Now, these are the conductors which are placed inside the building in such a way that their height is more than that of the building. Look at this tall building. On the top of the building, you have small metallic rod. So only this much part is visible when you see from outside. This is the lightning rod. While constructing that building, the lightning rod has been going the entire height of the building, and it goes to the bottom below the ground level, and then it's connected to the ground rod. So this is basically the lightning rod here at the from the outside on the top of the building, you can see it, and this is the ground rod which is at the bottom. Now, how is this lightning rod connected to this ground rod? Through a wire. This is a wire through which lightning rod and ground rod are connected to each other. Now, what happens whenever lightning strikes? Now, see this. This is the height of the building, right? This is the height of the building. But the height of the lightning rod is more. This is the height of lightning rod, right? It's more than the height of the building. This lightning rod is a good conductor, so it will attract the charges and the lightning will come here. That means the excess of charges will come here, and that will directly go through this wire to the ground. That means they will get grounded, and the entire building gets well protected from the lightning. So this type of lightning conductors are present in all the buildings during construction. These conductors are present. That is why you would have seen that mostly lightning attacks the small houses which are not provided with these kind of conductors. So in that case, it directly hits the building. That's how everything gets destroyed. Otherwise, if you look at entire world, there are so many buildings which are so tall, so many tall towers present throughout the world. So had there been no lightning, no concept of lightning conductors, in that case, all those tall buildings would have been burnt sometimes or the other by lightning. But that doesn't happen due to the presence of this concept of lightning conductor. So these conductors are nothing but they are made of materials which are good conductors of electricity, mostly metals, because metals are very good conductors of electricity. So if you make it with metals, what will happen? As soon as those electric charges, the negative charges which are present on the bottom of the clouds, they tend to get attracted by these metals, and then the charges will flow through the good conductor and it goes to the ground and it gets earthed, so no damage is caused to the building. So with this we have discussed about the phenomena of lightning, and I hope by now you know how is lightning caused. Lightning is nothing but an electric discharge. It happens when a lot of electric charges get accumulated in the clouds. And due to the attraction of charges, there is electric discharge, and that discharge is seen as lightning. And we saw that how can we protect ourselves, how can we protect buildings from lightning. So all these things have already been explained.